Mr. Taylor, hello. All right. So as it says on the screen, I'm getting set up. What is today's stream about? I'm going to start working through some of the speed and tremolo picking training program. Some of it is going to be, well, kind of updating some stuff. So what is this program? Program is, well, really just about getting your picking as fast as you can get it. And just opening things up right now. So what's going on here is got some fairly simple things. I'm actually going to be making things even more simplistic. Hang on. Where can I? Here we go. Paste. Boom. There. There we go. So yeah, this just speed training program, picking training program. So the idea with this is you're going to have, for the fretting hand, something pretty simple to do. This way you can concentrate on what the picking hand is doing. And this is part of a kind of a mini series of training programs, but the programs themselves are not mini at all. They're actually quite large. You can preview this on Patreon right now for free, for a week at least. I figure just doing some live practice play-alongs with it would be a good way to show people what it is. And I'm going to be using the drums that are in the Guitar Pro files when I'm playing along with this stuff. So instead of me like counting off with a metronome, you're going to hear the drums start. And so you can follow along that way and, rewind things to what you need in order to follow along and see where you can get. And I'll be explaining what's happening, like why things are set up the way they are. We got another Mark on here. Hello, other Mark. Good to see you. How the heck did Mr. Taylor, how the heck did you lose your crown already? You were number one. Placidon came on. He's number one now. Hi, Placidon. And now you're number two. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, I did mention I'm going to change a little bit, but let's get zoomed in here on what currently was happening. Because after giving this stuff to students, I've learned about what really is working and kind of working and maybe not working so well. Basically, the final step for this part of the program, the training program, is right here. Joe, hello. Good to see you. So with this being the final step on this part of the course, the issue that I found people have is once you get to going from the 10th fret back to the 5th fret, whenever people have a big stumbling block, it's right there, right at the very end. So what I'm thinking about doing, what I'm going to do right now actually, is simplifying what the fretting hand's doing. There's distortion in my talking or the playing. Is anyone else hearing the distortion? Oh, we mean there's the distortion as in there's the distorted guitar, or is there actually like distortion on the microphone? Okay. All right, got it. Thank you. Okay. So yeah, instead of having that many changes, basically I'm just going to simplify what the fretting hand does, because the purpose of this is to focus on the picking, not the fretting. But I want the fretting to be interesting enough so it sounds, well, somewhat good at least, hopefully. But we also need the fretting hand to do something as well, so this way we can track, the beats and things that we're playing. So, quite all right. Quite all right, Plastodon. That's okay. So basically what I'm going to do is, instead of doing this, is this. So that instead. So yeah, I haven't changed it on here yet, so figure I might as well just do this now during the live thing, and we can talk and wait for people to show up. Also, I'm going to be changing the drums a little bit too. And Plastodon says, but no, but what? But what? Okay, let me change to this so you can see exactly what I'm doing while we continue to get set up here. And actually, let me change this. There we go. Okay. Spell check added it. Oh, I see what you mean. Meaning it's perfect. Sorry for the confusion. Sans but. Gotcha. All right. So yeah, again, explaining what this thing's about. It's very based on progressive overload. So overload principles, stuff that I learned studying weightlifting, bodybuilding. Basically, the idea is you start with something quite simple and then gradually get more and more challenging. So I'm just going to go through here and kind of clean things up as we go. And then, let me just start with the end one, because that's going to be the most important. I don't want this stream to be too ridiculous. And actually, I'm going to do a save as here real quick. And I'm going to do an updated or new folder. Yeah. All right. All right, I'm going to change the drum. So basically, like what I'm going to have, like this is going to be updated and put on Patreon. And so shortly after this stream is done, that's going to happen. And I'm realizing it's going to take too long, me just flapping my gums and reprogramming drums and all this stuff. Sorry. So small change to the drums. So the drums are going to be in here, not to be the coolest sounding things. 2, 4, 1, 2, 4. But the idea is to help you hear everything as easy as possible. And what I'm putting together here, so within the program itself, like there's several steps to get here. I'm going to start with step 13 right now because, well, I want to get playing, and then we'll see where we get. But all the previous steps in here to build up into it. And so what I recommend people do is, having a goal speed in mind can be helpful, but starting with step 1 and then doing what I call testing speeds is really helpful. So basically you start with step 1 and you start it with 60 and you go up in 20s and see if you can reach your goal speed. I have 180 set there because that is like your shred zone territory, okay? And you can go a little bit slower if you're happy with that. You can go faster if you're, ridiculous like me and want to play faster than anyone really needs to. But if you're into extreme metal, again, like me, you're going to be wanting to shoot for like 200 to 220 anyway. But basically, you do your little testing speeds to see, like, okay, can I go from 60 to my goal speed up in 20s? And if the answer is yes, great. Then you just move on to the next step. And then try the same thing for step 2. You go up in 20s, see if you can actually reach your goal speed that way. Once you finally reach a step, you cannot pull that off, going from 60 to whatever your goal speed is in 20s. That's the one you start going up in 5s, okay? So that's kind of the idea here. So there's a ton of steps involved with all these training programs. Doesn't mean you have to go through every single one. You certainly can. You can absolutely benefit from that, for sure. But I think most people are not going to want to work everything up in 5s. So that's why I got this idea of, like, if you try it like this, do your little testing speeds, figure out what step do you really need to work on to achieve your speed picking goal. That's the thing. All right, so I'm going to be highlighting the part we're working on, and I'm going to be changing the tempo there, and we are going to do a full workup starting at 60. And I'm just going to follow along with the Guitar Pro drums, and I guess I'll keep the MIDI guitar on for now. All right, and because today's a special day, I'm not going to say why, but I got my favorite beer. Current favorite, anyway. And typically, I can't play worth a damn if I've been drinking, but I don't think this stuff is going to be too difficult. But hey, let's find out. It might be for a good laugh. All right, let's double check the volume here. So the snare is hitting on every downbeat. So bam, bam, boom. Okay. The ride cymbal is doing every 8th note. So like 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The kick drum is playing all 16th notes. So basically the kick drum is playing everything that you're going to be picking on, okay? The snare is going to be hitting every new downbeat. Now, that's one of the things I'm changing with the drums. I need to get updated for all this stuff, which will be happening like today and tomorrow. So if you go to Patreon and you try the full course right now, at least what's currently available, the drums will sound a little bit different because I had the drums set in such a way, I was like, well, this sounds cool. Let's do it like this. But again, after giving these things to people and, seeing how they react to it, or not react to it, how well they do with it, I should say. Like, the drums need to be changed a little bit to make it easier for everybody to hear exactly how the rhythm's supposed to go. So anyway, the kick drum's playing all the 16th notes for everything that you're picking on. And then the snare is playing on every downbeat, so that's when you're changing notes. And then the ride cymbal is playing like basically 8th notes. So it's playing on the downbeat and the upbeat. So basically every time you would do a downstroke, that's when the ride cymbal's hitting. The crash cymbal starts at the very beginning when you come in, actually, right, you know, because of the constant stuff, I'm going to change that. We're going to have, because it's constant 16th notes being played, I'm changing that. The crash will come in every new bar. Yeah, we're going to do it like that. Okay. So now that we're set, explain what the drums are. Flyman! Hello, sir. I don't know if I can say your real name during the stream, but I know who you are. You made it at midnight. Very good. Okay, so now that I explained what the drums are doing, this is it. This is the real practice play along thing. Here we go. And of course, you can have the metronome on if you'd like when you're doing this. I'm just going to stick with the drums. Where is my crash on that bar? Sorry. I didn't copy and paste properly, that's why. Oops. actually going to mute the MIDI guitar. All right, here we go. Oops. She might turn on the metronome. That might help. Change the volume on that a little bit. Joe, it messed up on 150. Yes, you do got to do it again. And I assume you can rewind these live streams, right? Like you can just go back to where you were. I think you can. Jeff, hello, sir. Are you following along? Starting to get tough. Just arrived another day, and yes, last night handled a tight rhythm of 210 riffage. 210. Excellent. I think I'm about ready for a fresh pick. I think my tip's getting a little rounded off. All right, quick little pause here. Let me grab another pick. There we go. Okay. This one's got a good point to it. Well, we'll be following along, well, joining in, or maybe rewinding and following along with the practice along. Play along, practice along. Okay, let's do this one again. Fresh pick. Do it again. Tristan, hello. Ooh, we're definitely up there now. Okay. Close. Whew. Tempo, it does show, just so you know, right here. All right, I am going to put something on here. And actually, because now that I'm feeling it here a bit, my tendons are not happy with me. I got some compression sleeves for my workouts. I actually have these things for the golfer's elbow I have, because I got tendonitis shit right here on the inside of both arms, and I have been wearing those often. I just forgot to put it on for this because I'm not in the habit of. Got the 240. That's very good. If you got to 240, that's definitely above average. Like, that's really, really good. So I'm starting to feel it back here on the elbow, so I'm just going to take a little precaution. All right, so we just did 255. Let's go to 260. All right, I'm also going to put the loop on. So I'm going to do something a little different on some of these takes here. I'm just going to let it loop so I can get my mind ready for it and do like some kind of like warm up things for the speed. I'll show you what I mean. I forgot I don't have the MIDI guitar on. I got to put that back on. right, 270. That felt pretty good. All right, break time. Break time. I suppose I should have my arm in view doing this, huh? Probably shouldn't be doing that while I'm trying to rest up the old arm. So I'll fiddle around with that hand instead. Okay. Oh, really? Got 215. That's really good. That's very good. Yeah, the high E string, for me, I feel is harder to do this stuff on. But the reason I start with the high E string nowadays is because people can hear the notes cut through more easily. So even though it might be harder to do the fast stuff on the high E string, we can hear it better. And that's a very important thing, because if you can't hear it, that's a problem. All right, let's give this another shot. And we will do the other strings. We will be doing all of them. Now I kind of wish I had all this stuff updated, because it would be nice to run through like almost everything here. But I gotta figure out like what all should I go through. Because yeah, you got all these different steps here to work up to whatever your goal speed might be. But the fact you're hitting 215, that's really damn good. Plastidon hitting 240, that's also really damn good. Both really good. 200 and above, like most people aren't doing that. Like playing it accurately, most people are not doing that, so that's really good. Okay. There. All right. Now, if you put this under the microscope and you slow it way down and you're counting how many pick strokes I'm doing, like live, this feels and sounds correct to me. But as I have learned playing this stuff at these speeds, when you slow it down, sometimes the pick, it'll miss an upstroke every now and then kind of thing because you're going so goddamn fast, even though you're looking at it. And it looks like you're hitting everything and it sounds like you're hitting everything. But like right there, 300 beats per minute with 16th notes, that's 20 notes a second. That's next to impossible to really listen to and be like, yeah, you missed that one. You missed note 17 right there. So it's something to keep in mind when you're pushing your speeds stupidly fast. You still focus on, did it sound good to you? If it sounded good to you, that's what matters most. Because yeah, when you slow things down like half speed or lower, then you're gonna be sad. Plastidon, you got sections of 300 in time. That's still good. Even little bursts, and that's what, how the program starts here. We start, at the very beginning, you start with the bursts, so you can get used to hitting at least bursts of the really fast. Because a lot of people can benefit from doing that stuff. No, but that's really good. Even little bursts of 300, that's extremely good. Extremely good. All right, let's try hitting 305. Holy fuck. 310. Well, if we get to 315, then we got 21 notes per second. Yeah, I really need to start putting the chats up in the window here. People can see, what everyone's saying past the fact or after the stream's done. Whew. Let me see if I can get that now. God damn. Let's see. Window capture. Is anybody else playing along? I know Joe is. Plastidon is. Let's see. Oh, shit. There it is. Hit the wrong button. Also the wrong button. That is the correct button. Hey, there we go. That can work. Guess it ain't the best, but not terrible. Let me see. Filters, can I do... Make a sharpener thing? There we go. There. Fret the Maker. Are picks really the way to go? They can firmly strike the strings for sure, but seem to sometimes tug against my grasp. Maybe it's my technique or hold on them. Are picks really the way to go? Well, for playing this fast, yeah, you definitely have to use it. It could be your technique. It could be your hold. It could be the kind of pick that you got. Currently, my favorite pick is from Dan's Precision Picks. It's like a just over a millimeter thick, I believe, and it's got a really nice sharp point on it, and this really helps with playing with precision at fast speeds. And I got the mini one. I found that I like the control of this one a lot. Happy Halloween to you as well. Yeah, that's tomorrow for us. It's All Hallows Eve right now. Mr. Taylor, you did it at the slower speeds. That's good. Joe, you got the low E at 230. Well, very good. All right, so a little bit of a break there. Let's try the 315, which will be 21 notes per second if I actually play it right. 22 notes a second would be 330. Fuck. Hey, why not? Let's keep pushing it. This is actually taking a good amount of time to run through this. Very important to take breaks while doing this stuff. Very important. Damn it. I think it's close. Whew. You were very welcome for it. Thank you for being on the stream. God damn, I get your heart rate going doing that. I'm actually wondering if I need like a thicker sleeve for this. Maybe double it up there on the old arm. All right. That one I liked. Jesus Christ. This is not easy. Fucking A. Ooh. Oop. Let's cut the circulation off a little bit there. All right, 325, 325. All right, there we go. Fucking A. We'll call it there, 3:30. So, if anyone's got any questions, let's hear them. Questions. Anything at all. So yeah, I'm going to continue to do this weekly. Next week, I'll have more stuff ready to go at the beginning of the stream. So I'm going to be playing on the other strings as well. Eventually we're going to have, all 6 strings involved. We're going to have like ascending 16ths, descending 16ths, up and down 16th notes. I'm going to be doing 8th note trips as well. I have not written sextuplet stuff yet, but I will. I will be doing that. So there will be more stuff added to this. I'm going to refine this training program as I receive feedback from people directly, or as I see students, how they develop with it, what hangups they might have. There is also a legato training program. There's a lot more stuff in the legato training program versus the speed picking one right now, because there's just so much more variation you can have. There's also the start of a down picking program called Down with the Pickness, mainly for the pun. Well, the program, I named it for the pun. And tomorrow, hopefully, the beginning of scale run speed training will also be launched. So yeah, basically the idea is to have different training programs, not necessarily instruction courses, but training programs, things that are very simple in terms of like what your fretting hand or picking hand might be doing in order to maximize the potential for speed, which will certainly carry over into more complex things. But the idea is to get you going faster, 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 faster. So yeah, if you have any questions or suggestions on what to add, or questions on, what's going on here, how to approach the stuff, definitely ask. Tell me these things. But there we go. There's the first day doing this stuff. We're going to, again, continue on next week. Similar things. We're going to run through most of the speed picking. We're going to run through the legato training, the scale run training, the down picking training. So we get to play along and all that fun stuff. Flyman 3. We did get to 3:30, hopefully. I'm sure the internet will let me know if I didn't. Made it to a third of that. Hey, that's still progress. Glad you were able to play along. Joe will poop. Now that I'm maxed out and watching you, I realize I was playing that last note with my middle finger. That's okay. See, I'm used to just starting over again like that. But you can still end it with the middle finger. But like if you were to do it, take it further, if you were, wanting to, and just loop it. Then you would have to start with the first finger. So that's what I'm used to doing, like the way I had the pattern originally done. So it makes sense to me to end with the first finger. But ending with the middle finger, how it was written, that's okay. Mr. Cherry, you've been doing that one too. Oh, the legato training. Oh, good. How's that been paying off? God damn, that gets the heart rate going. Let's do a harmony. And out with the pickness. Well, good. Are you seeing results? Seeing a bit of results. Hey, a bit is still good. Get used to Trem picking on the high E. Yeah, it feels weird. Like, I also feel better doing it down here. It's just so much room for error. You gotta be so precise on this damn thing. to call it there. Joe, it was fun playing along. Well, good. I'm glad you had fun with it. So yeah, we'll continue doing this. We'll do supposedly another reaction thing later, or along the line, later on down the line, whatever phrase you want to use. When somebody requests one, or if I see something that makes me all riled up seeing it, yeah, no reply from the guy for the videos I reacted to over the past couple weeks. Whatever he even knows it was out. All right, that's it. So we'll be back again next week, same time, 4 p.m. Pacific time zone. Continuing on with more speed picking training so we can all play along using the drums and all that stuff in Guitar Pro. So thank you everybody who came in, participated in the stream, the archive stream, all that stuff. This stream is over. See you again next week.